Some of the elements that go into pre-production are scripting and storyboarding.
Depending on the type of video you're making, a script can take quite a few different forms. If you think about a kind of drama script or a commercial script, that's going to follow characters' lines, stage direction. And then if you think about a documentary or an interview-led film, that's going to require a slightly different type of script. What's the story we want to tell here? And then you can work backwards from that to say, okay, what would be the best set of interview questions?
When you're able to be prepared, like putting in that extra time with your script or your storyboard, you're just going to ultimately save money on set.
It's kind of like your Bible in a sense, or your guidebook before you get onto the floor.
Once you have your script and your storyboard, you need to figure out a way to execute this. And that's where crewing comes involved. Making sure that you have a reliable team that is also skilled is extremely important.
We'd consider the technical skills we'd need from the crew, any experience specific to this production, as well as their availability.
I always say that your crew or your production are the greasy, hardy hardware behind the glossy product, because we're the ones that keeps the wheels spinning smoothly.
Locations is also a huge part of pre-production.
But the difference between a good location and a bad one, while it may sound obvious, is it's extreme.
A lot of the time with our clients, we tend to use their space. So it might be their office space that we'll shoot the content at, or if our creative is a bit more kind of a bit looser in terms of it doesn't need to be their business specific, then we'll look at getting a location hired in.
So you have scouting for locations, so looking online for studios, office spaces, more bespoke things. And the third and sometimes forgotten stage of location is sometimes referred to as a tech recce. You will walk through kind of every location that you plan to shoot, talk about, a lighting setup, talk about access. The work you do there with just a pen and a pad or a laptop saves you so much on the day.
It's really important to have client feedback, or rather client collaboration, through the pre-production period.
This is the point in the production at which we make sure everybody is on the same page, and there is a certain element of testing out ideas.
You don't want to get to the kind of the production or the post-production side of things and the client go, actually that's not really what I wanted, or that we never had eyes over that location, or we never had eyes over those kind of the lenses that you were using or the look that you were kind of looking to create.
We'd want to be giving suggestions on how to achieve your messages, as well as trying out visual techniques to make the video a really strong one that stands out.
Without that pre-production process, you aren't having production or post-production. You haven't got on set, you haven't got the crew that you need, you haven't got the sign-off from the client. You would run into so many hurdles at those next stages.
And because of that, it's really important to have pre-production to just preempt, to plan and bring about efficiencies in everything as much as possible, be it budget, be it time, be it crew management.
Essentially, you are creating the foundation that your creative project stands on.
People often think of the shooting and the editing and the animation as the really exciting bits, but none of that really happens without the planning stage beforehand.
All of that pre-planning just makes your set and then inevitably post-production as smooth as possible.